YouTube! Greetings and salutations. It's your boy, Uncle Jim.
There he is, Uncle Jim, Superman of St. Louis. Let's go!
Got my Smugglers t-shirt on. Yes, that is Han Solo and Malcolm Reynolds. For those of you who don't know, get to know. And look out to the left, look out to the best, look out to the west. Out oftentimes, maybe potentially on those, La Crescenta streets. And there's an opportunity there maybe to be a part of the farmer's market. It is your boy, the Magic Man, Mr. Curtis Magic.
Curtis Magic up in the farmer's market getting some spinach.
Well, it's fresh, so you should. Hey, yo, you know what time it is? Because you came through, because you saw the title. It is, once again, Jalapeno business time. Speaking of farmer's market, sometimes fresh,
jalapenos.
it's our boy, Marc Rebillet, and the Mack man, the GOAT of all freestyle. They're doing it again, and we're bringing it right exclusively to you, so let's check it out. Maz, you ready?
Let's get it.
Boom!
In this bitch, I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business.
Where do you even come up with it?
Jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking.
I know it's like now I want context.
Jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch.
What?
Motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking.
Also, the way that Mark is channeling 21 Jump Street, post 21 Jump Street, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Yeah, for sure.
He's got that Johnny Depp energy, bro.
Yeah.
That Edward Scissorhands Johnny Depp energy.
Yeah. MC Captain Jack.
Word.
Got my. Yeah.
Wow.
Jalapeno business in this bitch. Jalapeno business in this. Whoa. Jalapeno business in this bitch. Jalapeno business in this. Whoa. Jalapeno business in this bitch. Yeah. Jalapeno business in this bitch. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
Motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch.
Yeah, rappers don't entice me. My lyrics is too spicy. Certified raw flow rapper. Bars hot like a ghost pepper. Yeah, clearing out your system like Drano. Ay, I spit the sweat from jalapenos. Ayy, Mack, they love the way I perform. Extra hot like the jalapenos turning orange. Ayy, turning red, fiery with Chipotles. They think they on my level, I say no way. Number one, hot as hell stepper. These rappers is kinda mild, remind me of bell peppers. Why? Ayy, y'all know I spit it hotter, lead them to the slaughter.
Yeah.
Word to my future son and daughter, cause I'm birthing the next generation of hot freestylers who be going vicious off the top. Hold up, you ain't heard nobody flow this raw before. Ayy, word to jalapenos from your grocery store, but my shit is grown from the organic earth. Chopping jalapenos every time I drop a verse. Capsations is fire. H-Mack, I got some. Feeling like I'm doing interviews on Hot Ones. Yeah, I'ma leave the game dismantled. Ayy, jalapeno peppers like button on my channel. Ayy.
Y'all better watch the fuck out.
Come.
Hi, I'm Sean Evans. Welcome to Hot Ones. Hi, I'll be delivering these questions as if I'm being held hostage. So I see that on your Instagram you had a picture of you and your dog. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, you know, it's complicated, really. You know, it wasn't my dog per se. I was dog sitting. So, I mean, it's debatable whether or not, you know, I mean, at that moment it was my dog.
Great. We have a section on it here called "What's That Picture?"
Yes.
Tell us about that time when with you and Kate Beckinsale. Go.
Yeah, so, well, you know, Kate didn't tell me that she was coming by. It was really a surprise, honestly. I was just going to have a nice day to myself, and then, you know, the old ding-dong of the doorbell. And, you know, I replied in kind, and, well, we ended up getting a coffee, and that was really that.
You know what's interesting, Harry?
Yes. Whoa. Wait, what's going on?
Just wanted to tell you about my burgeoning jalapeno business.
Wow. You don't say.
I'm Sean Evans. I got my motherfucking jalapeno business, Sean Evans. Woo! You thought it was a show? No, I was growing jalapenos in my backyard, bitch. Sean Evans got the jalapenos on a roll, bitch. Crop harvest, I'm putting it up on your floor, and then I'm gonna make them grow through your floorboards. You gonna harvest them from me, bitch. Now you're mine. Now I got the jalapenos and I be growing them and I'm putting it up in your ice cream sandwich. I don't give a fuck. Sean Evans gonna ruin all your food groups with spice. Said 25,000 Scoville units, 250,000 units. I don't give a fuck, I'm ripping it up. It's Sean Evans and I'm up inside your pantry. Bitch, I said I'm jalapeno, man with your jalapeno. Said jalapeno. Sean Evans in his motherfucking hole, goddamn it, go.
Yeah, jalapeno. Hotter than a fucking volcano. Hey, y'all know I'm about to wreck it great. Matter of fact, I hit the track with some hot pepper flakes. Whoa, I be going in, fly like sparrow, sharp like arrow. I'm feeding y'all habaneros. Whoa, you about to go and cough smoke. Hey, if you ain't about the jalapenos, then you not dope. Whoa, y'all know I'm letting people witness. Hey, why these rappers jalapeno business? Yeah, why they really jalapeno books? I'ma leave the industry shook. I be jalapeno business. I be checking out your Excel spreadsheets, bringing off the head heat. Yeah, we go too deep. I be in your QuickBooks. When I'm in your computer, you're giving me sick looks. But I got you locked up in the corner, hands behind your back, duct tape over your mouth. It's the motherfucking Mack, live on the Mark stream, and we breaking all laws. I'ma make you eat 1,000 jalapenos all raw.
Wow.
Yo!
I'm doing it. Yes. I'm Sean Evans. I'm Sean Evans. I have an empire. It's an interview show. Sean Evans. Sean Evans. We're gonna talk about celebrities' Instagrams, but really I sit and sleep at night and I dream of the night and the time when I can have my jalapeno empire. Yo, all I wanna do is stop talking to these motherfucking fools and grow some motherfucking peppers. Yeah, I just need my career up. I just need to do my shit so I can fill my cup with the happiness and joy. Get the the fuck out. Sean Evans up inside his bitch, coming in your mouth. Jalapeno up inside your ass like that. Got a jalapeno business and I'm feeling real bad. Yeah, I put a business line, bitch, stole. I said I'm closed. It's time for me to go inside my basement and cultivate the seeds that I've been wanting to go. I've been wanting to grow higher and higher, and then I can make a business, yo. I got jars and jars and jars and jars of the jalapeno. I'm going farther with jalapeno. I'm gonna get a big car with my jalapeno business. Yeah. Getting big cars, bitch. Getting big cars with my jalapeno business. Big cars with my jalapeno business. Big car with my jalapeno business.
Fastest car you ever seen now. Woo! Jalapenos filling up my greenhouse. Yeah. Cause I never been a faker. My operations major jalapenos by the acre, bitch. Yeah, you ain't seen this much land. All for jalapenos, I'ma make you understand. Farmers like, don't you want to diversify? No, only jalapenos, I'ma murder guys if they tell me that my operation is not valid. Too many jalapenos in my balance. If you wanna cop them, I'ma let you know now. Slanging jalapenos, 100,000 a pound. Yeah, expensive jalapeno caviar. Ayy, the jalapenos that get eat by rapping stars. Yeah, you can do it all up on your IG. Yeah, they eat my jalapenos on the live feed. Whoa, you want the hottest ones, then you should try me. Hey, plugging jalapeno juice into my IV. Yeah, yo, you know that I love green jalapenos, so I take them straight to my bloodstream. Wow. Jalapeno, bitch. I'm on my jalapeno business tip.
On my jalapeno business, on my jalapeno business, on my jalapeno business. Yo, you know it's how we do it all day.
Yeah. On my jalapeno business.
On my jalapeno business. On my jalapeno business.
On my, shoot like a revolver. Chopping jalapenos for the salsa.
Hey.
Motherfucking jalapeno business in this bitch. What?
First of all,
Jalapeno fire.
they
Let's go.
put a target, a scope on your boy Sean Evans'
Poor
back.
Sean Evans.
Sean Evans caught the heat. No pun intended. Hot Ones host Sean Evans. Well, who's a G? I love Hot Ones. It's a great concept for a talk show. But it was funny, man. It was so good. Listen, I just you're right. Again, mad props and appreciations to all of you who came through the through the comments and was like, yo, you guys have to do the jalapeno business, and it was absolutely worth it. It was fire, literally. There's gonna be so many of those corny puns, but
no, it was.
I just want to for a second go back, and again, when you tune into us, you know we're going to talk about the improv side of things, and what an amazing actual piece of improv that they did in the middle, right? Like that's exactly, if you guys out there are wondering what we would do in an improv show setting, it's exactly what Mark did.
Yeah,
he took on the persona of Sean Evans. Now, granted, we may not do that. We'd probably create a character, but sometimes, that's not fully outside of the scope. And then they had a riff where they just talked about, he said, we saw this picture with you and your dog. And then Harry had to kind of, get out of this comfort zone. You could tell a little bit. He was like, okay. He still was able to roll with it.
Yeah, he rolled with it.
Basic concept. And I'm just going to leave you with this. It worked because through that conversational piece, he yes-anded because Mark took on the persona of Sean Evans and then asked him a question, and Harry didn't negate that by saying you're not Sean Evans or whatever. I mean, granted, I wouldn't assume that he would, but theoretically that would be something that we would teach you not to do in an improv setting. And he did exactly what he's supposed to. And even if, and this was kind of interesting, right? Because I think Mark is insane on the beats. And that was a funny little look into his improv skills, because the things that we really love in improv, which is what we love about Harry's freestyle, is specifics. So he said Sean Evans. He said, picture with your dog. What about that time you ran into Kate Beckinsale? It's not like, again, people who are on the entry level of improv might say something like, what about that time you ran into that famous person? When you put a specific to it, it makes the story feel genuine, and then people are brought in. And then obviously fire bars. I mean, the man put capsaicin in a bar. What do you want? Honestly.
Unreal. And yeah, I mean, real quick, back to the improvisation, what by Mark, like just really committing to the character that covers over what could be perceived as like like he wasn't always connecting rhymes, clean. He didn't always have clean bars, but you didn't care because the commitment to the character was there, and so you were
energy.
along with that journey and that energy. And then this always happens. We've said this before about Harry, where he has this thing where it's like you'll see him occasionally flub up something like and just having a conversation with somebody way more often than in the course of a flow, because like something about his musical brain takes him to this like near flawless place, right? He's this it unlocks his superpower,
right. He goes into the android mode.
He does. So what was interesting to me was to see Harry, who from our knowledge has not been trained in improv. You talked to him a little bit about this,
right?
And but like doing a decent job with it, like hanging just fine. But once he was rapping, suddenly he was doing things like that. I think like just leveled him up as an improviser, right?
For sure.
So he was like just inherently, like intuitively, he kind of adopted this peas in a pod thing where Mark had been doing the Sean Evans thing, and then Harry was kind of in and out. He was kind of Sean Evans, or he was Harry Mack as Sean Evans. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that peas in a pod energy is another way of yes-anding what Mark is doing, just being in agreement with that. And that stuff was super fire and fun and like entertaining on a different level. Because there's the stuff where you're like, oh, this is brilliant, and it's like it's hype and everything, but then like to bring in the comedic side of it too is just now all cylinders are firing.
And even in what seems like not necessarily his most comfortable space of doing improvised comedy without the musical component, when he was given the Kate Beckinsale setup, he was, again, he accepted it. Yes, she came by. It was a little bit awkward, and then we had a cup of coffee. He finished it. He landed it, and this is just again a testimony to his overall just like group mind, his mind. We talk about group mind. One of our warm-ups when we do improv, when we'll have a show, is we try and do this thing where we will look at each other and we'll count down 3, 2, 1, and we'll both say the first thing that pops into our head. And then based on that, you'll turn to the next person in line will turn to the next person, and they'll try based on the suggestion of those two words. So if it's like, pencil and school, maybe you'll turn and you're in your mind, you're thinking teacher, you're hoping the other person's going to think teacher, or they might go classroom. So now we're getting a little closer. And the idea is to everybody to get on the same page when it comes to, all right, we're creating freely.
Right.
But we are now developing rules that dictate where we are. So we're all in agreement that we're at the mall. We're all in agreement that we're at, the Orange Julius. We're all in agreement that we're, some of us are customers and some of us are. So that is part of what's happening here. And again, we're seeing this in this style of improvised music, because Harry will, because you had the Sean Evans business that Mark was bringing in, talking about a business. Then in Harry's follow-up bars, he talks about, how many acres he has and how much poundage and how he can turn it into caviar and, like creating this sense of, I'm going to talk specifics about a business. And that, I don't want you guys to miss how special that is when somebody comes in and actually pays off a concept, not just let me make sure I'm rhyming the right word.
Exactly. And all of this from like this just the most organic opening you can possibly imagine. You just have this one phrase, you're adding some layers of music into it, and it's like the music is leading you to that next place of like, what is this about?
Absolutely.
It's brilliant, man. I mean,
they did a fantastic job.
So
also
good.
I mean, I can't stress it enough. I've said it in the previous videos. Mark on these beats is just fire, because you're talking about first of all, you have to have a mathematical musical brain just to fit it in and make it make sense. Then you do a drop out and a drop back in. You know, you do a bass drop here. You wait for the rhythm of the jalapeno business voice. You know, you fade it back in, and they just created. I mean, that's like musical fusion. It's jazz. It's operatic. It's brilliant.
And
Fantastic.
he was doing. We got to see him with this building this beat. We got to see a little bit of. In one instance, he had like it was a little bit of sample creation by combining sounds at one point.
Right.
I mean, this guy he's crazy talented, and and the best part about it is it's obviously he's having fun the whole time. He's just letting loose, having a good time.
And going back to the thing that you said in the previous video or previous two videos, the idea that this gives Harry a type of freedom to create that he doesn't get in some of the other contexts. And part of that is I don't have to be the only entertaining one here. Like equally as entertaining, even if the bars aren't as tight or whatever, is the energy and the vibe that Marc brings. So when you see two people collaborating, it's the same when we had him and Marcus Valtteri when they collaborated. You know, it's the sense from Harry that like, oh, I don't have to carry this. This isn't all about me. And there's something, and that's one of the reasons, like, you know, I've said in the past, I did a little stand up when I first went to LA and so on and so forth, but improv, it was a whole nother level because it was like, oh my gosh, I have a creative mind, but it's being fed by another creative, which is then like, it's a superpower on top of a superpower, right? Like when you're doing stand up, you've written it out. You're probably doing it, you know, verbatim. And now, you know, in the first bit that you write, and the time you're using it, you're probably super energetic. But by the 300th day on that tour, you're like, you know, but improv, every single time it's jumping out without the shoot, man. It's amazing. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you said it.
Whew. Any sort of, you know, I mean, like, do we need to talk about just how much this represents, you know, the bombing of Beirut and just the turmoil that was going on at that time in the Middle East in the you know, late 70s, early 80s?
Well, I think they spoke to that, you know, very plainly and clearly. In my opinion, it was pretty obvious. But, you know, not to sleep on the fact that, you know, as Harry was listing off the different kinds of peppers, obviously what we're really talking about is the different forms of warfare.
Correct.
In which case, all of them are, you know, spicy and
you know,
and
again, I this is just my observation. I'm not trying to like, you know, spin it in a certain way, but like the fact that, you know, in this particular presentation that Marc was essentially saying that, you know, Sean Evans is representative of the Ayatollah during that period, you know, building up a business, you know what I mean? Business, jalapeno. Well, you guys know. I mean, we don't have to explain it.
It's
Madge, can you hit him with a little bit of a some kind of a summarization of what we just experienced? Maybe something to do with, you know, what we are emotionally experiencing in this moment.
Oh, our boy Marc, he'll never leave you in the dark, and you don't have to feel scary when you're around our boy Harry.
It's true. You're safe in these hands, on these YouTube streets.
In the arms of these musical improvisers. We love you.
You know why? They give us some love. They also pass out a little bit of joy. I mean, who doesn't have joy? But at the end of the day, what they're really delivering to the people, just like we like to do on this channel, is a whole heaping of peace.
Yo, you know I'ma run this, kid. Shouts out to Curtis Magic and Uncle Jizz. Yeah, when I do my lyrics, dog, I'm repping for the faction. Hit them up online for the fly ass reactions. Yeah, out to him, I be giving mad love. Yo, shout to Uncle Jizz, I'ma give you the plug.